We have new information on a Hamilton County school bus driver who was suspended for slamming on the brakes to get students' attention. Plus, organizations around the Tennessee Valley are honoring those who served on this Veterans Day. And a former Hamilton County corrections officer now faces charges of threat of mass violence. Local 3 News at noon starts now.
This is Local 3 News at noon.
Thank you for watching Local 3 News at noon today. It's Monday, November 11th, Veterans Day. I'm Latrice Curry. A Hamilton County schools bus driver that was suspended is now facing charges for brake checking students or slamming on the brakes and causing multiple concussions. Brandy Renee Smith has been charged with 14 counts of child abuse, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. The incident took place October 3rd on bus number 33. Now, 3 children were taken to the hospital by a family member. Smith has since provided medical documents to support the school has provided those to support the children were treated for minor concussions. Meanwhile, Walker County Schools is investigating an incident that took place on one of their school buses last week. A letter was sent Friday explaining the situation. The superintendent of Walker County Schools says the Ridgeland High School bus was moving slowly on campus Wednesday when a disruption forced the driver to slam on the brakes. At the time, no injuries were reported, but since then, some students have said they were hurt. School officials are investigating. Central Alabama Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help finding a runaway teenager, 15-year-old Madison Gray. And Madison Gary Kemp was last seen at her home in Montgomery around 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Madison is a black female around 5'8". Madison has no way to contact her family. It's unknown what she was wearing when she left home. Now, if you have any information regarding her whereabouts, you are asked to call the Montgomery Police Department at the number on your screen. You can also reach out to Alabama Crime Stoppers through their 24-hour tip line. 2 people have been charged in connection with an October house fire. Hamilton County detectives say a vehicle parked outside of a home on Mowbray Pike was intentionally set on fire. The fire then spread to the structure, but firefighters extinguished the blaze before anyone was harmed. Glenn Harris and Chelsea Harvey are both charged with arson. The motive is unknown. Well, it is Veterans Day, a time to salute and thank all those who've served or are actively serving in the armed forces. Volunteers in Ringgold, Georgia helped raise more than 2,100 flags. It's always a beautiful sight there. You can find them all throughout downtown Ringgold. A tap ceremony will be held today at 6 p.m. in front of City Hall. Volunteers are still needed to take down those flags on November 18th. You can find out how to get involved on our website. Veterans Day is celebrated every year on November 11th, which is the anniversary of the end of World War I, more than a century ago. The holiday should not be confused with Memorial Day, which honors those who have died while serving in the military. Many government institutions and banks are closed since it's a federal holiday. However, major retailers and restaurants will be open, and some are offering some good deals for our veterans today. And happy Veterans Day to all of those out there who served. The holidays are still weeks away, but some people are already getting into the Christmas spirit. Yeah, I've pulled out just a few decorations so far. Well, local vendors gathered over the weekend to kick off the 2nd annual Chris Kindle Mark, a weekend Christmas market that changes locations every week. Over this past weekend, it took place just outside of Chattanooga. Local 3's Catherine Vaughn dropped by to check it all out.
Lights draped across the ceiling, a Christmas tree greeting you as you walk through the doors of the pavilion, red and green decorations, all giving people the first taste of Christmas. Even Santa Claus himself made an appearance. This weekend, the pavilion at the Collegedale Commons was transformed into the North Pole, where people could find everything local, from custom art pieces to homemade soaps. One of the local vendors, Chris Sponable, says he and his wife started Sponable goat milk soap and more 5 years ago. 3 years later, his wife made running the company her full-time job, with Chris working part-time.
It's absolutely wonderful to think that we can actually do something that we love, create a product that people love, and be able to make the money we need to make a living out of it.
He says his favorite part is sharing the story behind his homemade soaps, and sometimes customers will share a piece of their story in return.
A lot of people, it'll kind of trigger a memory, and then you get to talk to them about the memory of what actually like the scent brings to them and what they remember about it. So
he says fall and the holiday season is the busiest time of the year for his company. They spend time preparing for the holidays just like elves in Santa's workshop.
We're doing a lot of gift boxes, a lot of gift bags, trying to get stuff prepared so you can just buy the item and then be able to gift it to somebody already prepared in a gift box.
He says he relies on customers to keep his company running, and this is true for other vendors as well.
Every vendor here is a small business, and just the fact that the community is able to come out and help support our small businesses, because a lot of people run the small business, this is how we make a living.
So start shopping and show your support for your local vendors.
Thank you, Catherine Vaughn, with that report. Next weekend, the market will be held on Signal Mountain, and the following weekend, it's heading to Coolidge Park. Meteorologist Clay Smith has a first check of our forecast for this Monday afternoon. Here's Clay.
Well, happy Veterans Day to you. It's Monday, and I hope all our veterans are having a good start to their day. You deserve it. Thank you for all of your service. And as we take a look at your headlines for today, so we had some showery, foggy weather earlier today. Here comes the sun. We're going to get plenty of it as we continue through the rest of your afternoon. Going to be cooler overall this week. We've had a very warm go of it for much of November, and our next chance of rain is going to come in Wednesday night into your Thursday morning. And outside of that, the next 7 days are going to be relatively calm. Unfortunately, with that next round of rain, that again is coming in late Wednesday into Thursday, we're not looking at any severe weather, but we could get some good soaking rain here across the Tennessee Valley. So temperatures are going to continue to warm from the 60s to the mid 70s here in the valley. 74 in Athens later today, 73 in Soddy Daisy, 73 in Benton, 71 in Andrews, 70 in Blue Ridge, 73 in Chatsworth. And as we get into your afternoon, we're really going to start to warm up into the 70s across northeast Alabama. So going to be a wonderful day and great weather this week. I'll talk more about it with your full forecast coming up here in just a few moments.
Thank you there, Clay. Coming up on Local 3 News at noon.
Have you ever wondered that while you're watching TV, the TV's watching you? I'm JB Tucker. Coming up, everything you need to know about how your smart TV is spying on you in one way or another.
Well, the price of everything just seems to be up except for electronics. The reason may surprise you. Jamie Tucker explains.
Is your television watching you right now? Probably, but not from a hidden camera, but what the television is doing behind the scenes. It is rare for TVs to have hidden cameras, but some do. You can search yourself by shining a light around the frame to look for reflection on the lens. But the fact is, TVs don't need cameras to spy on people. Smart TVs are equipped to gather information on what you watch, how long you watch it, and what you search for. Manufacturers call this post-purchase monetization, which they earn for as long as you own the TV. They sell that information to advertisers to push ads you're most likely interested in. Advertisers are then willing to pay more for those ads since they're reaching their target audience. This is one reason TV prices have dropped over the last year or two. Manufacturers can earn more revenue from your data than they do when you purchase the set. Now, the good news is the data is not connected to your name. It's connected to your home's IP address, though. As a result, you may see more targeted ads when you open Gmail or browse social media or the internet. Now, if that's TMI being shared, you can turn off data collection on most smart TVs. In your TV settings, you can look for privacy options and turn on limit tracking. It's about all smart TV manufacturers use post-purchase monetization, and so do Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and the Google TV devices. That's why all of those electronics, including the TVs, are almost always on sale. The product is you. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Well, if you have a smart TV, be sure to install any available updates. Ahead on Local 3 News at noon, a community is mourning following a shooting at Tuskegee University in Alabama. Tuskegee University is in mourning today after homecoming weekend celebrations turned tragic. Officials say an 18-year-old died and at least 16 people are injured after someone opened fire at the Alabama HBCU. Amy Kiley has more.
One popped up right in front of us. There was multiple gunshots.
At least one person is dead and 16 are injured after a mass shooting at Tuskegee University yesterday.
At that point, I just remember, get down and run.
Witnesses say it happened during the HBCU's homecoming weekend.
All of a sudden, people are pushing and shoving. And I didn't think nothing of it because it's like a crowded environment. People are trying to get through. But instead of it being like one person pushing and shoving, the entire crowd shifted.
Officials say a suspect arrested in connection with the incident is charged with possession of a machine gun. They say he was caught leaving the scene with a converted firearm. The Macon County coroner identifies the person who died as 18-year-old Latavion Johnson. Officials say he wasn't a student. They say the other victims include a dozen people taken to the hospital with gunfire injuries and 4 who got hurt in other ways.
Our hearts are broken, and we're reminded of the importance and the fragility of life.
Even if I didn't get shot firsthand, my life has still been impacted by this.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Classes at Tuskegee University are canceled today, and grief counselors are on hand. Authorities say they have now recovered 25 monkeys that escaped from a research facility in South Carolina. 43 of the primates escaped the Alpha Genesis Primate Research Center last Wednesday. Police say the monkeys recovered are in good health, but 18 remain on the loose. Authorities say they have not gone far. Most are just a few yards from the research facility and are jumping back and forth over the facility's fences. The suspect who allegedly staged a fake bear attack to cover up a murder is in custody after a 3-week manhunt. Nicholas Wayne Hamlet was taken into custody Sunday in Columbia, South Carolina, after being recognized at a hospital. It all started October 18th when a man identifying himself as Brandon Adrande called 911. He pretended to be a distressed hiker who had fallen off a cliff while running from a bear. First responders found a body, but determined, nope, it was not Adrande's body. It was Stephen Douglas Lloyd. Authorities allege Hamlet lured him into the woods and took his life and identity. Time now to turn back to meteorologist Clay Smith in the Storm Alert Weather Center with a check of our forecast. Clay.
Good Monday to you, Tennessee Valley, and of course, happy Veterans Day. It is just after lunchtime, and as we continue for the rest of your day, it's going to be nice and warm. We had some cloud cover, a little bit of fog earlier. Now we are transitioning to plenty of sunshine for you. 74 in Athens, 74 in Spring City, 73 in Dunlap, 70 in Kimball. Not a bad day, but still about 10 degrees above normal. 71 in Andrews, 73 in Tellico Plains, 70 in Blue Ridge, 73 in Dalton, 75 in Somerville, and we'll be in the middle 70s from Scottsboro up to Bridgeport. So it is going to be another very warm day for us here across the Tennessee Valley. But after the cloudy start, it's going to be nice to see the sunshine, and the humidity is going to be very tolerable. No sweat zone, dew points in the 50s. No one's going to complain about that. But I think the next big thing is, yes, we're going to have the chance of rain Wednesday night to Thursday, but it is going to turn cooler. And the story has been the warm start to November. But look at these highs. It's going to be a lot more tolerable, I think, for this time of the year. Many of you are probably looking forward to fall weather, and I'm sure many of you have enjoyed the warm weather. But as we continue through the week, highs drop back into the 60s, overnight lows into the 40s. Some of you by the weekend could be waking up to upper 30s. So our mountain community is really going to start to feel the chill once again. It's about time. Again, it's been a very warm start to November. In fact, our average high so far this month, 75, average low nearly 62, over 14 degrees above normal. So yes, it has been a very warm start to November, but it looks like we are finally starting to see that pattern transition to more of a seasonable pattern. Not necessarily cold, but more seasonable for this time of the year. For the remainder of your day, we'll continue to have the cloud cover breaking here across the Tennessee Valley. Looking at winds picking up out of the north, gusting up to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, it's going to stay clear, which will allow those temperatures to drop a lot cooler than they have been for the last couple of nights. Now, Tuesday, another day of brilliant sunshine. Our next weather maker coming back into the picture as we move into your Wednesday. We're going to have a front approaching from the west. Now, the last front we had got hung up along the Cumberland Plateau, just wouldn't pass to the east. This one's going to be moving a lot quicker, which will allow that rain to come in after sunset on Wednesday, and continue through much of Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. So we will have that potential for some decent showers, not looking at a severe threat, and most of this will wind down pretty quickly Thursday morning. Notice here's your timestamp, 10:30, still a few lingering showers, but that'll wrap up throughout the day, and then we'll eventually get some sunshine back in here. But over the next 7 days, we're looking at maybe a ½ of an inch, and this will all come from that one system, mainly Wednesday night, and up to a ¼ of an inch for that light green shade, which includes most of our easternmost communities like Cleveland, Athens, Chattanooga, Dalton, Ellijay, and many of our other areas off into western North Carolina. So more rain possible by the middle of the week, but check out these weekend temperatures. Mid to upper 60s with some sunshine through Saturday.